beloveds, know that the very presence of love, the very essence of life, is the construct, the makeup of what you consider to be the body. You are the breath of creation itself. You can never be separated from it. You can never be distanced from it. There is an aspect of egoic mind thinking that populates each beingness into a dream state that seemingly removes one from being in heaven. And beloveds, all you need to do is have the willingness, the desire to return home, followed by an intention for that to occur. And then there is an allowing that happens. And the allowing comes from the surrendering of the human egoic will. And understand, beloveds, that this is not only humanity that goes through this, that there are other dimensions and other universes and other races and other creatures that have this same choice. But there is something profound that happens when you make the surrender, when you allow yourselves to say, I surrender my will to thy will be done. And then you accept within you, with all of you, that you were built for one thing, created for one thing only, and that was to be a divine expression of the will of God. The Father, the Mother, source creation itself. Do you ever have a willful child and you tell the child no? Do you ever have a willful animal and you tell the animal no? And you feel as if you are speaking to the wind. Beloveds, this is the experience of beings that are willful of their own right. So if you have circumstances in your life where you feel like there is something that is being done against your will, look within to see where your will is not in alignment with the will of God. And you will understand that it is a reflection of you. If you feel that there is a circumstance in your life that you are victimized by, look deeper within, beloveds. If you feel that there is something that is out of your control, look more deeply. You do not have the control that you think you do. And when you are willing to say, thy will be done, when you are willing to let go, when you are willing to fall into the arms of grace and surrender, everything that you truly have desired, which is to reconnect with the oneness of all that is, becomes manifest instantly. And sometimes you shock yourself. And then you say, no, this can't be this easy. And then you allow yourself to go back to the ego will that says, I want this thing and I want that thing. Beloved, it is indeed the grandest game, but it is a game that at any moment you have the power and the ability and the grace to be able to end. And all it requires, beloveds, is the surrender, the allowance for the mind of God to be what directs you in all things. Go forth in love, beloveds, with every thought that you think, is this a loving thought? I find myself complaining about this certain circumstance. I find myself feeling out of sorts. I find myself having fear. Go within, beloveds, and check to see what was the belief, what was the thought that directed you away from the very peace of your existence. I thought that if I do not have a home, I am homeless. Beloveds, how can you be homeless when your home is with God and it is a place that you have never left? It is the ego that has said, now I am homeless. Now I am powerless in this situation. I am no longer in communication with the beings that I love. I am no longer having any control of my life. I am waiting upon things to happen that feel like they are beyond my control. Beloveds, you have no control. The only choice that you have is to surrender to that which is the very love of God shining upon you with each and every breath that you take. If you have rapid breathing, beloveds, understand that the mind has become engaged. The hamster's turning on the wheel. When you consciously allow yourself to slow your breath down and you come to God's breath, you come to the stillness. You are taking yourself out of the game's matrix and you are returning yourself to the truth of you. So indeed, beloveds, allow your breath to be that which guides you back to your heart. For the breathing will calm the mind, which will then allow the essence of the heart to flourish. And if you need assistance, beloveds, ask me to breathe with you. I would love to breathe with you. You will love to breathe with me. For you are the very breath that I breathe. And I am the very breath that you breathe. So allow our hearts to come into unison with one another. Allow us to unite in God's breath. For that is what we are. And when we allow God's breath to breathe us, every fear, every thought, and every concern that we have, it vanishes into the nothingness from whence it came. May God's breath be with you always, beloveds, as I am. Know that I love you. Know that I am always with you. I am in every inhale and exhale that you take, as you are with me. I love you, and I will speak with you again.